I feel like you completely inspired Ashley's style. Like she had this big fashion revolution when you guys started dating.
She knows she's
How did that happen?
She stays in my closet.
Okay. Tell me about, I think everybody wants to know.
Well, now I used to be fine with it. But now I'm like, it's not fair because she'll wear something that I have not been seen in. And all of a sudden, she's like in photos in it. And then I'm like wearing it. And my boy's like, why are you wearing Ashley's jacket? I was like, it's not Ashley's jacket.
This podcast is brought to you by our friends over at the Forum Shops at Caesars Palace. The Forum Shops is recognized as the premier shopping and restaurant destination in Las Vegas, offering an impressive combo of luxury shopping and dining amongst a themed atmosphere that's perfectly located at the center of the world-famous Strip. Evan Ross.
Hey.
Welcome to Not So Hollywood.
I love that.
I am
Thank you for having me.
so happy to have you, truly, because I saw the Uber picking you up and I'm like, he's coming.
Yeah.
I was surprised or something about it.
He didn't ring the bell or anything. I forgot. Obviously, Ubers don't do that. So I was like, he's not here. And I was just,
It was all that lost
interest.
interest.
Like, I'm not picking up an Evan. I was like, oh. And then I got into it.
You're like, it's an Adrianna.
Yeah.
But it's actually, anyway, I'm so happy you're here. I want to just start by saying you are sort of the ultimate multi-hyphenate, which is a tongue twister a bit, but actor, musician, restaurateur, fashionista, and I'm sure there's many more things. That's not even including father, husband, son, all the other stuff.
All the good stuff.
All the good stuff. But you really, I just realized that you're an artist as well. You do it all.
Yeah, I don't really know how I got into all the stuff. It just kind of, I have a hard time saying no, I think. Like the restaurants and all this stuff, but I'm loving it.
Where do you spend most of your time?
I'm at the Hideaway a lot. I'm at Leona's a lot. I didn't realize the amount of work it took, I think, when I first got involved in it, or what was expected, which I still actually, I've learned so much. I've learned so much about, what goes on in a restaurant outside of the things I know. I realized how important it is to tip people because that's where they make their money.
And how much should we be tipping them these days?
I think what you can, but you do want to tip because it's like, that's really where they make their money out here.
Let's just say if you're in LA and you're going out for a nice meal, 20%.
20% I think is right.
Seems fair.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
It's so interesting. I mean, obviously we know you come from this really incredible family. Diana Ross is your mom. How was it for you to sort of build your own identity and really carve out your own thing from an early age?
I feel like it was, it wasn't that hard. We were always, my mom made it very easy for us to express ourselves, and there was. That happens
awesome.
to me too.
The coffee maker. Sorry, Steve.
And it's coming out too.
He's looking at me going, what the hell's going on? It's done. And it's done.
Nice.
What was that?
On cue. It's the coffee maker.
It just keeps making coffee.
Yes, it's the coffee maker that just keeps
I wonder
giving.
if is it because my bag's near?
No, that was just because I made Steve coffee before.
Oh, God.
I take care of my peeps. And
It
then,
must have known that I wanted more coffee. Is what it was.
I'm about to be bouncing off the wall.
You are cut off.
But so my mom was really always. There was no bad ideas. She wanted us to, be creative and always gave us that confidence. I think, when you get into this world or into entertainment and things like that, it obviously, you realize that no matter what you do, my mom will be one of the main conversations. And I don't think that's ever going to change, whether.
Does that bother you?
No, she's so amazing. I love to talk about it, but it is interesting, and I think even my wife now, Ashley, who's had, this amazing career, even in her interviews now, she gets asked about mom, and it's like, you get to see it's one of those things. She's such an amazing, special human being that's done,
but to
changed the world.
She did. I mean, let's face it. Yeah. And people are so in awe of her. Mm-hmm. But to have your own thing is really important too. And you didn't just have your own thing. Now you have your own things.
Yeah, maybe too many.
Do you feel spread thin?
I do. I do. I do sometimes, but I do love it. I always, it's funny because people are like, oh, you got to stick to one thing and focus on that. But it's never kind of been my thing.
As an entrepreneur, you're always reinventing, don't you think?
Yeah. And there's so many sides to me that I love. I love being around people. I love entertaining. So restaurants always felt interesting and right for me in some kind of way.
And how much did the name help you with restaurants? I mean, because you said it's super hard work. They say being a restaurateur is like one of the craziest businesses to get into.
Yeah.
But the name, having an established name, does that help you?
I think it does. I think it does because I think press-wise, I think especially in LA, it's, being able to promote something and share it with, with what this world's become so much with social media and all that kind of stuff. I do think that it's helpful. And I feel like also just, your friends kind of make these spaces. Like my friends, the community, all these people that I love, like my friends show up to these places just as much as I do. So it's like, it becomes like a family vibe at
and
all
then
these spots.
and then also like kind of a random person who wants to see and be seen on a Friday night is like, oh, we're going to the Hideaway in Beverly Hills because Evan Ross is going to be there, maybe Ryan Phillippe. And so how did I imagine, now I'm sure, could be wrong, but I imagine that the idea was spawned for the Hideaway with, Ryan over drinks at a nightclub or something like that.
So it was kind of all of us, but JT and Sylvan there was a spot years ago in Beverly Hills that was owned, I forget his name, but it was a special place, and the Hideaway was in the name, I think, but it was a place that people would come and celebrities would come, and they felt like they can be with their friends and have a private dinner and have a special moment, which I thought was really cool. And then, I think it was during the Frank Sinatra time that place was around, and our wood floors, some of our wood floors come from Frank Sinatra's house. So there's like cool pieces.
Oh, that is awesome. And if you've been in the restaurant, the Hideaway, it's so
And it's also like a hideaway because you come down into...
It's like this little fancy Pueblo almost.
And people
vibe.
didn't think that place would work for some reason because I guess it was years ago a steakhouse, but people were like, oh, that place. And they were wrong because it's working really well. But it's an interesting kind of pocket you go into. So it does feel like a hideaway. Even when you park in the valet, you come up, it's like a nice little space. I mean, I don't know.
I love the bar there.
The bar's the best. That's where I stay.
And they're like, what kind of fancy drink can I get you? Of course, I'll see you there.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter what time of day.
That's it. And there's actually one guy that's always in there. I think he must live around the corner. He's become like my buddy. He's like I'm like sitting there waiting for Sylvan to get there. And this guy, he's there all the time.
Right. Next fast. And they've got these fancy drinks there. But of course, I mean, like, what's your drink of choice?
I stick to two main things. I like Jameson if I want whiskey. I like gin if I want clear. I love different kinds of gin.
That is unusual,
Yeah.
Right? Because like I'm just vodka, no rocks.
Yeah.
Stirred, not shaken.
I don't like
do it
gin
like
always.
pussies. What? Yeah, gin is super acquired. Come on.
But so when I was shooting United States vs. Billie Holiday in Toronto. Oh no, sorry, it wasn't. In Montreal. And it was beautiful. Right around where we were staying, there was only one bar right around the corner from the hotel, the Saint Sulpice, and it was a gin bar. They only had gin.
Wow.
And I was like, I don't want gin. So then, but every night I got home, it was so late. I was like, I want one drink. So I went over. I was like, I'll try it. Didn't like it. By the third night, I was like, I kind of love it. I don't know. It's like it's an acquired taste, but if you drink it over and over again, you start to like it. It's the juniper berries.
Is that a challenge?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm in. Today it is gin.
Yeah.
I'm not afraid of anything when it comes to booze,
sip.
except sugar, of course.
Yeah.
Like I don't need to pour sugar in my drinks.
No, I can't do tequila anymore.
Well, it depends. Sometimes
I'll do a
it'll
shot.
send me. I'll overshoot
Tequila,
the mark.
No
Kills
tequila.
you?
For
See,
people
that's 'cause
like
you're old.
No,
No,
tequila
okay.
is the one that tequila I end up fighting.
Oh.
No, tequila is the one
I just
bring
drank,
out those
I just drank a
guns.
lot of it as a young. It was disgusting. I mean, I drank like Patron Red Bulls at like my
with the Red Bull.
Yes.
That's what did it. It's actually, you should just get rid of the Red Bull.
I know. But now I have like the smell of it. I could do a shot of it, but I can't like have a cocktail with it. Even when I smell it, I'm like, no.
Maybe not.
Yeah.
Maybe not.
I don't know.
What do you think about this whole like Nepo baby talk? Because I mean, you hear about it, obviously. Like, have you heard about this?
No. What is it?
Nepotism. They're like, well, that
nepotism.
person's successful because their parents.
Yeah.
I mean,
I've heard about this. But now it's become like a whole word now. Like everybody's talking about it.
Hashtag Nepo baby. But to me personally, okay, and I'm sure I'm going to get hate for this, but I think it's stupid that people care so much. Like everybody's on their own path. Some people have advantages in some areas. This person could be gorgeous, and for that reason, they're a supermodel. And some people start with a disadvantage.
And it doesn't always work either. It doesn't always work just because you have a famous parent. But I think more or less too, it's like if you let's say you come from an artist or somebody that's a painter or something like that, and you grew up watching those things, you get inspired by those things, and then also you have probably a better teacher than most would at those things. Do you know what I mean? So it's like, fame is one thing, having a craft that you love, or whatever that energy is that attracts people to certain people, or whatever that thing is, that energy. You probably, a lot of that you get from being around certain things, So I mean, it is interesting that people care so much, but it's funny. That thing never really, I think it must be harder for, if I was, my mom's daughter or something like that. I think those things may be tougher sometimes when you're like, but I don't know. It never was a thing.
Speaking of inspiration and talking about people who inspire, I feel like you completely inspired Ashley's style. Like she had this big fashion revolution when you guys started dating.
She knows
How did that happen?
She stays in my closet.
Okay. Tell me about, I think everybody wants to know.
Now I used to be fine with it. But now I'm like, it's not fair because she'll wear something that I have not been seen in, and all of a sudden she's like in photos in it, and then I'm like wearing it, and my boy's like, "Why are you wearing Ashley's jacket?" I was like, "It's not Ashley's jacket. It's my jacket. She just got the first photo in the jacket."
And you're lean, and she's lean. I mean, you guys could probably trade clothes.
We do trade clothes,
and you do rock this sort of like. You can be androgynous at times, but then super high fashion.
Yeah. We love a lot of the same stuff.
Well, how did
that's actually a bag I got her, that Balenciaga bag.
Oh, now you're rocking it. So back and forth.
I love those big bags. It's the fuck you bag.
Yeah, what are you putting there, Mary Poppins? What are you putting there?
All kinds of stuff. But also right now it's like if I have a big day, like I try to just have what I need in there just in case. Because it's again living over here and then having to travel over to the city. You're not coming back right away. It's like you kind of have to figure out your day because then that's just a lot.
And it takes a real man to wear a big bag.
Yeah, I love that. And the first that I used to love watching, he has the best bags, is Verdine White. And he's a close friend of mine. And every time he showed up, he's got whether we meet at San Vicente Bungalows or wherever, he shows up, or at the restaurant, he shows up with his fuck off bag, that fuck you bag. And it's so dope. And I was like, I need one. And
then he pulls a lamp out of it.
Yeah.
As he does. Leona Sushi House.
Yeah.
Is now on the Michelin Star Guide 2023. You tell me. And am I saying it right? We were playing around. We're like, is it Michelin?
Yeah, I wasn't sure if we had
Michelin?
gotten it. I didn't know. I didn't even know how to explain what was going on. Basically, 6 restaurants get put on it in I think California. I don't know, maybe LA, California. And we're on there. So hopefully at the end of the year, if it happens, they'll throw a party and do. That's what I hear happens.
They have a major. Okay, so Leona Sushi House is right here on Ventura Boulevard in the Valley. Thanks to for coming over to Suburbia. Appreciate that. But let's face it, the best sushi is here,
Yes.
So you guys have added that. They have a sushi chef who is like super renowned.
Yeah, Shige's amazing. So he was at 15 years at Matsuhisa, which is where I kind of learned about sushi because it's like the first Nobu. It's Nobu's first restaurant he opened up.
Right.
And he's got a Michelin star. He's incredible. His dedication to it's so amazing to watch him work.
Yeah. Again, it's a craft.
It's a craft.
Really
and my brother actually went to school. Now he's got his license to be a sushi chef. He did like a full 3-month extensive. So he's like amazing. He's learning, but he sits and watches Shige as well. Everybody that works with Shige, the amount of respect and love they have for him. I remember one time, I forgot who it was, but they were like, "Oh man, we're gonna put you in the press and we're gonna make you a star." And his guy next to him was like, "He's already a star."
Oh yeah.
And I was like,
this is known.
There we go. I love that. Do you know what I mean? But he's amazing. And I own the place with Frank Leona, who's been having restaurants for a long time. We're actually starting, because I really wanted a space in the Valley that was actually also fun, and we could, have not just the restaurant. We need some like fun stuff in the Valley.
Totally.
So, on Sundays coming up, now that the summer's coming up, we're gonna be able to open up the roof in Leona's garden. We're gonna do like basically like a rosé day kind of thing.
Thank
on
you.
Sundays.
I'll see you there.
Yeah, from noon till whenever.
That
We'll
is
have
so
DJs,
bomb.
We'll have some
Can
performances.
kids come?
Yeah, kids, everything.
So,
yeah.
okay, very
Yeah,
good.
it'll be a
Now
vibe.
you need to have a sitter on hand.
Oh yeah.
Literally, you guys should have just like a petting zoo in the court. No, I'm kidding. But
By the way, though, I always think I know they tried to do that somewhere, but I think that's such a genius idea
It
to have a
is.
space with a nannies there, like a
they
babysitter.
did it. I remember that
did.
in LA. It was
I
Jessica
know.
Biel's restaurant.
It was a genius idea.
It
though.
is because we want to.
By the way, they should have that in every place you go, everywhere. Every hotel.
If you're looking for another gig. Okay.
Do you know what I mean? Though?
Yes, I do. I totally know. How much does Ashley inspire the menu?
So Ashley's a big part of Leona's because she had been going to what the restaurant was before, La Loggia, was owned by my partner, Frank Leona, and has known him since she was 15. So she introduced me to him when we first got married. So I've known him for that long. And consistently, we were like talking about wanting to create something.
Got it.
And then when I got involved with Hideaway, he's like, are we going to do something? So we ended up, and my favorite food is Japanese. And we're Japanese,
Sushi's
Peruvian.
Japanese, Peruvian.
Yeah.
So is there a drink named after her or like the Ashley this or?
Yeah, I think there's a drink named after her. There's also she's come up with different things. When we were first tasting and trying all the different dishes, the carbonara was her favorite because she still wanted something that had that. She loves the way the restaurant La Loggia had this carbonara before. So we've changed it to udon noodles. Like Peruvian
I saw
with the
that.
Yeah.
I've been. I love this spot.
Yeah.
And
It's
is.
good.
It's like each area is its own thing kind of.
Yeah. And I named it after my sister Leona.
Oh, your sister.
Yeah, my sister
Leona?
Leona Ness. And she's a singer, but we were actually looking. I loved this restaurant named Helena, and I loved the sound of it. And we wanted it to feel feminine, and that it was almost a character that it's her garden, her living room. We're actually building her bedroom, which is going to be like a lounge upstairs.
Oh, awesome.
And Leona's Sushi House. So it's like her house.
There's a story to this.
Yeah. So we thought it was pretty. We came up with that. My sister was very happy.
I love it.
And then I drew the logo, which that is the front logo, the Leona.
Oh, the face.
Yeah.
Who is cooking at home for you guys?
It depends. There's a lot of Postmates happening.
Thank you for your honesty.
An aggressive amount of Postmates.
I appreciate that.
It's kind of crazy because the kids will come with, let's Postmates Katsuya. I'm like, what?
Oh my, it's a random Monday night and my kids are like,
Sugarfish?
Katsuya, I'm sorry.
I'm like, what?
Do you think money is growing off trees
Where
here?
are we living right now?
Where do we live? Where it's $200 a meal. No question. And my
crazy.
son has 10 hand rolls in front of him. I'm like, I'm sorry.
No, it's amazing.
Have you ever tried with like the Postmates to just like, what can I get? Like, what do you guys want? Soup? And find a soup. I do that sometimes. Like, where will Postmates go? What can I get?
Yeah, no, I'm a foodie, so I do. It is exciting to me, but I now I'm like, maybe let's just go to the restaurant.
Get out of the house a little bit.
But I do like doing certain things. Like I do a crawfish boil, which the season's about right now, which I'm gonna do. You got to come by.
Yes. What else?
We do spicy crawfish, which is and we do it. It's amazing. We get the big buckets out and we do it outside. And
so who is showing up to that?
Everybody.
Your whole family.
Yeah, my whole family, all my friends. I mean, I have I have a lot of friends.
I know you're a popular kid.
I have a lot of friends.
You are popular.
And my wife is like, she's gotten used to it now. She's
remember-
Evan's a little social butterfly, so it's
it keeps you going. Ashley, when she first came out on the scene, what was it, 2001 ish? Her song was number 1 on the charts. I interviewed her for Access Hollywood at the time, and she had brown.
She has to come in.
Yes, she'll probably even remember. She had brown hair, dark black hair at the time.
Yeah.
And I had it on my reel for a long time because it's a cute interview. And she's like one of the nicest girls.
She's the sweetest.
She is so sweet. How'd you meet?
So it's a kind of crazy story. So we were at a friend's birthday party, and she kind of grabbed me to dance with me. And she's a really great dancer, but I was willing to kind of see who would show each other up. But we had a great time. Then I actually just came from a recording studio, my friend Tony De Niro's recording studio. And I was like, hey, you should come with me. She came with me over. We listened to music. We made out.
Oh.
And then I think her friend said I think her friend Stephanie said I was trouble or something like that. So it ended up
I could see
ending
that.
there for a little bit. Then I bumped into her again at the Beverly Hills Hotel, and she was with her son. And she always tells the story because she thinks it's hilarious. But I had gotten in the jacuzzi with her, and I guess
At the hotel.
Yeah, and I guess I told her I think it's sexy that she's a mom, which she was very like, wow, this guy's coming in hard. But then, you know, I don't know, somehow it kept happening, and then
But you're super disarming. There is like I could imagine you saying that, but it wouldn't be gross.
No, I don't think it was. I don't think it came off gross. But her mom was like, that guy must really like you. You know, it was interesting.
And then she's like, oh, and by the way,
yeah,
you know, your in-law will be Diana Ross.
Yeah. And then cool. It was like off to the races after that.
Does everyone get along? Because Jessica's here in town too with her husband.
Yeah, we all get along. We all just took a trip to Hawaii. We're all in Hawaii together. Yeah, everybody's really close. All her friends became my friends. You know, my friends became her friends. And,
that's so nice.
My friends don't know how to leave though. They literally are just there. So
they're lingerers. That by the way,
I asked her to call. She'd be like, I didn't know Elijah was here.
No, that's a problem.
Like, yeah, he's in the guest house.
Can I tell you guys something? This is a huge problem for Scott, my husband, and me. People come and they don't go. No, I get really upset because I love my space and he wants Grand Central Station here. It doesn't work for me.
I think it's great.
You love it,
yeah,
but does she?
No,
we feel the same. It's like, get out. We have to be moms.
It depends who it is. There's certain ones that are like Elijah Kelly, who's amazing. He's got an amazing house right down the street, but somehow
he just needs to be with you guys.
Yeah. His family's in Atlanta. He's incredible. He's incredibly talented. He's about to play Sammy Davis for Lee Daniels Hulu.
Oh,
you guys actually talk. He's probably one of the most talented human beings I've ever met. Like beyond dancing, singing, everything. He was in Hairspray. He was Seaweed in Hairspray.
Okay. And you dance too, did I just hear? Because you were trying to show each other up on the dance floor, you and Ashley.
I grew up dancing. I don't do much dancing anymore. I feel like, I kind of just try to vibe.
I want to switch for a second and talk about your art because, again, I was blown away. These pieces are stunning.
Thank you.
So what medium is it?
So those are charcoal, which is one of my favorites to do. I've always loved people and faces and found them so interesting, and I've always created kind of little characters and things like that. I've been drawing my whole life. It was one of the things my mom was always like, please don't stop doing that. Yeah. And then I did stop for a little bit because I was so busy doing other stuff. And actually quarantine really, that became my kind of outlet to because me not being able to hang out with people was not easy. I was having a hard time.
Right. No, for an extrovert, remember that whole meme came out? If you're an extrovert, like you're screwed. Check on your extroverted friends. That was me too.
That was me. Yeah. Wasn't great. Not a good time. So I had to find but I ended up loving that part of it. I would listen to John Coltrane and jazz and stay up all night and just paint and draw and, and do that. And, sometimes I'd fall asleep on the living room floor.
And there'd be this creation in the morning.
And I'd be like, could you get up and go to bed?
Does she realize what an incredible artist you are?
She does. She likes my work. She likes my work. I think sometimes she's like, you could do that maybe during the day, but I don't have time to do it during the day.
Well, another thing is you drew a picture of her. I saw.
Yeah.
That was stunning as well.
Yeah.
Now, are these being sold at Lenny Kravitz's new
church
boutique?
So church boutique. Rodney Burns, who works with Lenny, they're both like big brothers family to me. He has some of the best style to me, Rodney Burns, when it comes to furniture, everything. Most of the stuff in my house is from him.
Like mid-century modern?
Yeah, it's just amazing pieces you'll never see again. And a lot of the stuff one of the things is you go in there, if you like something, he first, because Lenny tries to pick up all the stuff. So if Lenny was like, I'm taking that.
So he says, Evan, get over here quick.
Yeah, he's like, before he sees it, because, he's got all those amazing house projects that he's doing. So
Steve, could you imagine if you're like, Lenny Kravitz, like my big brother?
Yeah, I love him.
There is nothing that
he's the best.
That isn't cool. Like
there's nothing. Really, there's nothing. I mean, honestly, I think
is he normal when you talk? I've interviewed him too, but
he is the sweetest human being of all time, and also generous and checks in, and he's just a amazing human, and also just the way he lives the most, I think, amazing life from, Bahamas, Brazil to Paris.
I know the
The
Bahamas
place in
house,
Paris
okay.
is amazing. It's unbelievable.
So what do you say? Is he real like natural and healthy and all that? Like, because how do you stay
Well,
looking like that too for so long?
Well, that's funny. There's a story because I was like, I want a snack, and I was at his house, and he brought over like some seeds or something, and I was like, this is
vegan.
not. I'm like talking about Funyuns or like,
You know what my kids call that? Kid snacks. No, I want a snack. Okay,
snacks.
we'll get an app. No, I want a kid snack, Dad.
Right. It needs to be packaged,
I only want kid snacks, but
you're not eating them
I am eating them.
because you're.
I was actually sharing some Funyuns with my son earlier, my 2-year-old.
Your kids love you for that reason. We're like, we're gonna get chip aisle. Let's do this.
But I will say too, he's so inspiring because, not only does he have an incredible, obviously, career musically and everything, but what he's done in the fashion space and architect design, all that kind of stuff, what he's created. And it's like he's got such an amazing kind of way of looking at things. And I love that stuff and creating an environment and being bold with your decisions and things like that when it comes to, interior design and everything. I think
Well, it's really interesting. Like I always look at an interview I do and kind of think, how would I sum this person up?
Mm-hmm.
And you, sort of very similarly to Lenny, you're really one of a kind. From your art
Mm-hmm.
to the way you dress, your style, your personality, your vibe, like you're very unique. I love that.
I like that too. That's good.
Yeah, it's cool. Who are some of your favorite designers right now?
I have so many.
I see you're wearing Marni, a crushed velvet.
Yes, this is from
brown
H. Lorenzo.
Marni shirt.
It's from H. Lorenzo, which I love that place. I like Dre's, and I like. I love Hermes, even though it's extremely expensive.
Oh, yeah.
I love the way they make their spaces. It's like always has its vibe,
You know what you need?
and it's
Your
owned by the
next-
same family forever, which is amazing.
which is probably why it's so iconic.
Yeah.
Your next bag needs to be a big old Birkin.
Yeah,
You're like, Ashley, get on it, girl.
I love that idea. I still love Gucci. I really love Gucci. There's a few certain amazing pieces. I love that you have to wear it for an event. I don't think you could keep wearing it. I have like this pink. It's on my Instagram. It's pink with the fur sleeve.
I saw that, yeah.
Which I'm obsessed with that top. But now that I've worn it, I don't know where I'm going to wear it again. It might have to go to Ashley this time. The next
Just
time.
switch it up. See,
Yeah.
look, you're being cost effective and environmental as
100%.
well. Because here, I voice a reason for you. I want to make sure I'm getting everything to. Okay, let's do something, shall we?
Mm-hmm.
A little top 5 of LA, since we are in LA. Okay. Favorite LA restaurant.
Not mine.
Well, let's plug both yours first and then say.
Okay,
not
well,
yours.
obviously Leona's in the Hideaway, but there's a new restaurant that is such a vibe, and it's called Horses.
Love horses.
I mean, it's such a vibe. I don't
Such a vibe. You can't even get a reservation.
However, they got that flow going, and the food is so good, and even that outside area is amazing.
Yep.
I like the people that work there. It's just great. There's another one I just went to that I love, like anything fish, like oysters, all that crab.
Same.
Salty Girl that just opened up,
On Sunset.
which before Wahlburgers, it was Cafe Med, which was my favorite Italian restaurant on that corner.
Yep.
So now it's Salty Girl. To a T, they've done this place so well. At the end of eating, they have this little thing that you stick, this like circular thing, and it becomes a wet towel. And I don't know, everything is like so well done in there that
And you're getting vibes from that for your restaurants, probably.
100%.
That
Totally
came from
stealing
Boston.
ideas.
Yes, you should. You totally
That's
should.
how it works, right? It has to be like
Exactly. Top place you bring out of town visitors.
that. Out of town visitors, the Chateau Marmont.
Love it. Top place to shop for you, for your home.
Church Boutique is probably my favorite place when it comes to actually clothing as well, but furniture and things. Where else? I think I like vintage. I'll go out to way out there to go find some good vintage.
Joshua Tree style or further?
That too, Palm Springs, all that kind
Yeah.
of stuff. I love. Me and Ashley both love vintage.
The Hunt.
because it's one of a kind pieces, and it's also a lot less expensive.
Right. Unless it's like something that's from
And even
decades
if it
or
is,
whatever.
it's still
but even
somehow
so,
like-
it's
it's still-
valuable. You're like going through the racks and you're like, wait, that was my mom's.
Yeah,
You
exactly.
know what I mean?
Yeah.
But that could happen.
Oh, you go yeah. Mom,
Do you ever raid
mom's-
her closet?
Yes, Tracy does more than all of us.
That's why she comes out rocking
But she
those
also
looks.
helps with it because she's like my mom in the family home in Greenwich, Connecticut, has one of those where you press the button. It's like from like the laundromat, it goes 2 floors. Where it goes
That's
that
her.
way.
No, you're joking.
No, sort of.
That's amazing.
Yeah. So, but it's
Oh
all
my God.
categorized. But then also like all the stuff that she's worn from like, all this, like there's some really special stuff up there, and they're all categorized from when she wore it and things like that.
Well, she
that's
has
really cool.
to have that.
Yeah, it should be in a museum.
Maybe there will be.
It's been talked about.
Are you doing exactly what you want to be doing? Is there somewhere different you see yourself in 5 years? Sort of what's the love you really want to focus on?
I go back and forth from that. I do feel like I'm exactly where I want to be. I took a minute. I paused a little bit with the acting. I'm start shooting a movie in Malta in June.
Wow.
And then I have another movie right after that. And I'm also producing a bunch of projects that I love. So I want to be producing more, also being in the films, but I want to start creating in that sense more. And that's what I've been kind of doing. And teaming up with people that I think are inspiring. There's one I really am excited to start working with on things. Larry Jackson, who's amazing.
Cool.
He just left Apple, but created his company. But the way he thinks is I think he's brilliant. So people like that I've been friends with for a long time, but haven't created anything with.
That you're going to team up with.
Yeah.
I find you to be very impressive, Evan Ross.
Thanks, Jill.
Thank you so much for coming
Thank
to
you for
Not So
having me.
Hollywood. We got all the not so Hollywood, the un-Hollywood side out of you, which
Yes.
felt fun. Steve, did I miss anything or do you want to weigh in?
No, I'm just awesome that you're here, and I love hearing about the restaurants, and I'm really hungry. It's
Well,
basically
come
where-
on over.
Yeah, come on over.
We might need just to pick this up and move down
Come
the
on
street
over.
a
We're
little
trying
bit.
to get the lunches going.
And then we got to have Ashley on next and talk about
You
her
do. I'll tell her
clothing
she would
line.
love to. Well, we're right here.
I know, it's awesome.
Yeah.
Thanks, Evan.
And come over and hang out.
And vice versa.
We have some great times.
Bring
over
your
there.
league over.
Yeah, it's a good.
Okay.
It's a fun vibe.
Crawfish, I'm
By
coming.
the way,
We turn up. Yeah, well, when I do the crawfish club,
Seriously.
let's totally,
it's so good.
let's take a shot after.
Let's do it.
Done. I totally enjoyed that. Watch your mic.
Steve, he's so good.
Yeah.
I had a feeling he would be great because he's Evan Ross and he comes from Diana Ross, and I've seen him over the years at different nightclubs and things like that. He is one of the nicest. This is what I love about this show, that we get to kind of handpick who we want to put on, and they're all so cool. He is like a mini Lenny Kravitz. When I started seeing a lot of resemblance, not necessarily physically, but as far as his style,
yeah.
The interest in art, how he's kind of an entrepreneur and does a lot of things. And like, this is a guy who's not going to ever age, and he's got his hand in everything. He's just freaking cool.
Good energy. I know.
What'd you think?
and
I
always
should
talk
ask you
about
what
energy.
you thought.
I think any interview where you get crawfish, Diana Ross,
And Jen.
and Jin, like all like it was just like it's just cool. It was a great conversation. Also, the big takeaway for me is Diana Ross in a closet that rolls and has dates and is labeled
Well, it's actually a laundromat.
a laundrette. Yeah, that and the crawfish parties in the backyard. This
That's
was
so
like
cool.
Um,
And if you get the invitation, you never know who you might run into. Could
Yeah,
be
yeah, yeah.
Lenny and Jessica
Yeah.
Simpson, and you never know.
And also, he really knows his restaurants. It's not like, oh, I'm a backer behind a restaurant.
Right.
Yeah, you should come. He's like, oh, I did the artwork. Yeah, we looked at the menu.
And like, there's a whole storyboard when it comes to Leona's sushi house, which by the way I've been to and I love. But it's like we're going to put her room upstairs, this like fictitious Leona or whatever. But that's his sister actually.
Right.
And we make that the lounge. Oh, that's cool. Everything's got
Yeah.
like sort of this artistic vibe to it.
Yeah.
I'm not going to lie. I was looking at the pinky finger tattoo and going, that could be another one for me.
I think that his energy feels like, who am I to say, but like he's just in a good space. Like it's a nice space to be in. Like
Yes.
he likes what he does, his drawings and his charcoal and
And then the fashion. Of course, we talked about the fashion, but like the fashion's everything. And the Mary Poppins bag.
yeah. Well, I love that he's like, that's my fuck you bag. Like,
Yeah.
No, but I mean, he's not to be like, I know it's really nice, but whatever. He's like, no,
It's my fuck you bag.
yeah, pretty cool stuff. You rocked.
Maybe Ashley coming up soon.
I like
Let's
that.
see.
I
Okay.
like that a lot.
Teddy's next week, by the way.
I love it.
She
All right.
just said that she had sex with Matt Damon. I don't know if you heard that.
No, but there's our teas. Rock on. Good stuff today. Let's stop rolling. And that's a wrap.